Hello, wonderful Capricorn. Welcome, welcome. This is your May 2021 reading, and I'm Emma. I'm very happy to be here with you today. I've been simmering in Capricorn energy prior to pressing record, and I'm going to bring through the messages that I got whilst I was linked in, and then I'm going to pull 3 cards to layer and enhance the conversation. And towards the end, I'll also pull 1 card for relationship themes in May as well. So we'll do that. So, let's begin, Capricorn. Hi. Now, Capricorn. Oh, excuse me, Capricorn. I am having some internal movement, as I believe you will be through May, because I've done a lot of these videos this week, Cap, and you are sort of towards my end batch, and I've saved you because I find you very grounding to connect with, and I've been saving Capricorn. And what's really interesting is everybody is going through something so different. Each sort of star sign is so different this month, and the energies are so different. The conversations are so different. And I loved sinking into Capricorn energy because I would say it is one of the goldest energies, that color gold, all across Capricorn throughout May. And I just thought, wow, because the message that I got for you was this month you will be defining yourself through greatness. Defining yourself through greatness. That is the theme for May. And I felt like this is where we change the story for you, Capricorn, and the way that you define yourself, the way you identify with yourself, and the way you tell stories about yourself, your life, and your experiences. It's all taking on a very different tone, and it's all going to start coming from a very different place throughout May. Now, I have no doubt that there's been some signs this was coming from probably January through to now. But when I say define yourself through greatness, I feel like what this means is that rather than describing yourself through your suffering and your struggles and your trauma and your challenges, to say, right, I am somebody that has been through this hardship and this hardship and this hardship, and my day has been plagued by this and this and this, and my week has been overwhelmed with that and that and that. Instead of it being defining yourself through some of these challenges, and let's face it, Capricorn, throughout your life, you've definitely had some. And I think because the way that you navigate in the world is with such grace, people don't always understand the difficulties you've had to experience, because to them, you almost make it look easy, and people don't get how big these things were for you because you don't put it on display for everyone. You're not bringing it out like a sob story all the time. It's something that only your nearest and dearest really get. And sometimes not even they get it, because you are somebody that just expresses yourself very differently and you value your privacy. So it's not like you're out there being a drama queen or anything. But it feels as if through May, what we're beginning to do is define you through your great experiences, to say, my great experiences have changed me. I have become the person I've become because of the greatness in my life. And I feel like you're going to see quite a lot of evidence of this greatness. I think there's a lot of good stuff happening for you. There's a lot of celebration of you. And what I love is that you are being celebrated for some very high standard qualities, for your vision, for your perspective, for your kindness, for your generosity, but also for your strength and your courage and your bravery. And I feel like this is how we are defining you through May. And it wouldn't surprise me if you even, maybe win prizes or are vocally celebrated by people quite obviously, with a lot of evidence here that you are being not defined by your bad days, your tough phases, your wobbles, your off moments. We're not judging you on your off days. You're not being held hostage to your rough times. You are being glorified for your greatness. And I feel like you yourself, Capricorn, are starting to connect with you in a very different way, connect with self in a very different way, realizing I am who I've become because of my incredible experiences, because of my incredible life experience. I do feel like Capricorns are that funny sign because they're not as oversharey as a lot of people are. And in a, in our social culture, we're very oversharey with things like social media. And I feel like Capricorns actually aren't. Do you know, like generally they're not oversharey. And I think because of that, we don't always take into account how rich and textured your life experience is. It is phenomenal. Like, if you want to know about life, oh my God, talk to a Capricorn, because they have lived it all. And I feel you've lived it all at almost every age. We could say that about you. You can come to a Cappy in their 20s and they've lived it all. And somehow by their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they've somehow lived more. And you're like, how is this possible? Capricorns live so much life. And you've got so much life experience. And I do believe that with that much experience, with that much living, with that much exposure to life and so many different kinds of people and different places, and your own experience of these places, sometimes it's a lot, Capricorn. There's a lot inside of you. So much has gone into your becoming that sometimes it's hard to sift what was the making of you. Of course, you chose for your tough times to be part of your becoming. That's what makes you incredible. But it feels like what's really being highlighted is how the wealth of your life experience and the wealth of greatness that you've experienced is what's now defining you as a person. It is what defines you. And I feel like the way that you will be vocalizing this and sharing this and even just standing in this is going to be incredibly inspiring to people that need to see it. We have become this fantastic generation that is really good at sharing our sense of self. Like I say, we've got this oversharing, but we're also really good at it. We're much more emotional than some previous generations. Like we are able to be emotional and express emotion, but we're also caught at a time where our sad stories dominate. So it's how much you've suffered that dominates, and that dominates conversation in a lot of places. And I feel like the way that Capricorn is defining that sense of self through May, the way you're being celebrated, and this isn't toxic positivity. We're not just celebrating, oh, you're a happy person, or you never complain. It's not that. It's almost like we are honoring your capacity to experience the difficulties of life and utilize them for greatness. This isn't a sob story. This is a glorification of how incredibly brilliant human you are. You are human. You are human. This is about your humanity, but also how your exposure to a lot of humanity has really added to you as a person. And so there's this different kind of allowing of your humanity that's taking place. And in turn, it allows other people's humanity to take place in a different way. And I just feel like you're being celebrated massively for your greatness, and that which makes you great. And it may be surprising to you through May what you start to own as greatness. It might be that there are some, like old perceived flaws. Some of these flaws we see in ourselves or weaknesses that you are transmuting into a greatness. And you're saying, actually, that's not a flaw. That is my greatness. And that just adds to my other greatness. And I feel like the more we've got you living, you being defined by your great experiences, the more you're letting little things go. And I do feel like through May, you will be letting a lot go. You will be, it's almost like letting the little things go. No crying over spilt milk. We're letting the little things go. My mom is a Capricorn and she's fantastic at this. My mom teaches me how to do this so beautifully, because she says, don't sweat the small stuff. And then she says, and it's all small stuff. And I feel like through May, you will find you're not sweating the small stuff anymore. So you may have found yourself particularly irritated by small stuff in recent months. And I feel like that's ebbing off now. You're not going to be irritated by small stuff. And by not being irritated by small stuff, you are much more present for the greatness. You're present for the big experiences. You're present for life. You're absorbing it, you're living it, and you are going to feel like you're really living the greatness of life in May. It feels as though, because you don't feel so split and fragmented into the little things, your energy levels are restoring in a really great way, and you are here for the greatness of life. Like, you're here for it. And that is so exciting to me. That is so exciting to say. I think May is giving you enough high quality living experiences that's what you're defining yourself by. That's who you are. That's who you're becoming. And it just feels like it's a totally different sort of change of theme, change of tone. Like, I feel like a lot of Capricorns may have struggled the last year in ways that they usually are really, you're really good at rising beyond, and you become more because of your life experiences. But I feel like it just got so heavy for a while there. And of course, you are going to use that, as you always do, and you are becoming more because of that which you've lived. You just are. But it feels like this is the month where you feel it's happened. You feel like you've gone into a different place. You feel lighter and brighter and greater, and it doesn't feel heavy as it has done. It feels like you return in a really big, great way, and I'm excited for you. So I'm just pulling a couple of cards. You have to excuse me, I'm feeling a little bit itchy. I've pulled a couple of cards to layer the conversation, and I've got here the Fool, I've got the Seven of Pentacles, and I've got the Six of Cups. All really lovely cards, right? So this is all very this is you going into your new world. Okay, so that idea of us saying, okay, the energy's changing around you, we are moving out of that heavy stuff and into your greatness. And I do believe you are going to see how even the heavy stuff you've lived has contributed to your greatness, and that you are now defined in a different way. You are very much moving into a new way of living, a new way of connecting with life, and feeling like you're back in the world again in a way that is light and bright and breezy and fun. And I feel like you really needed that. You know, that sense of aliveness where you're not exhausted by it. This isn't the emotional exhaustion is ebbing off, Cap. And we are definitely moving into feeling like you've actually got energy for life again, and that's feeling really good. And I feel like, you know, when I said this idea of defining yourself by your greatness, I feel like you're just going to have so much time to say, wow, look at what I've gathered. My experiences didn't make me less, they made me more. When I look at this guy, you know, because I'm an intuitive reader, not like a card meaning reader. When I look at him, it looks like he's looking at everything he picked up the last year and going, huh, I've got a lot of stuff now. I just picked up even more. I didn't lose anything. I mean, there may have been losses. I do feel that with Capricorn. Okay, there were perhaps physical losses, and I don't want to devalue that. But what I mean is, maybe not that you didn't lose anything. Maybe you did. But you also gained, and you gained so much. You gained so much from your experiences. You gained more understanding, more patience, more compassion, more knowledge, more wisdom. You have become more, Cap. And I feel like you're going to really feel that and know it. And it's almost like finishing this final phase of sealing it all in and owning it in a different way. And that is so beautiful, because it's going to allow you to feel the joy again. You're going to feel so much joy. I feel like you're going to be able to feel alive and not just surviving. I'm not entirely sure what happened. My computer just went bloop. So I'm going to I feel like we've got spirit energy here. That's what I feel like. I feel like we've got someone here, or some people here. I feel like spirit energy just turned up. Okay, I'm going to use that because my camera just cut off, and that's never happened to me before. It just went bloop, and it's just like, wait, it's like someone pressed the button. I'm going to go with this, right? This feeling of life being good again is happening, Cappy. And you're not alone, because you've got a whole bunch of spirit energy. Some people in the spirit world. There are people in the spirit world who are bringing your life to life with you. They're right there alongside you. They haven't gone anywhere. And I feel like you're going to really feel that presence and that support, and almost like there is a magical divine force bringing miracles and beauty and opportunity and connection and togetherness. And I feel like that's your people in spirit. That's your people in spirit, that there is somebody there alongside you making your life easy. And it's because they've seen you. It's because they've seen you. It's because they realize what you've experienced. And even if people in your own world haven't seen it and don't get it and have even criticized the way you've navigated the last few months, please know that your people in spirit see you. They see you and they feel you, and they know you, and they know what your becoming is, and they are going to absolutely celebrate you and work with you and be there for you and support you. You have got a hell of a force in the spirit world that for me feels like magic is going to happen for you through May. And you are now free to be great and enjoy the greatness. It's a very different May for you because it's just going to be much lighter and brighter and fun and brilliant. And I feel like you're actually going to be able to feel it. It's like, you know, there's been great stuff on and off the last year. You know it's happened and you're appreciative, but you're going to actually feel it. You're going to lay in bed at night going, oh my God, I feel like I'm back here on earth. Oh my God, I feel like I'm back in my life. I feel like my life is my own again and I'm here for it. And I feel like this is just the beginning of a very happy summer for you, Cap, with much abundance and love and joy and brilliance and beauty. And clearly you've got someone in the spirit world making magic happen for you. I've got lots of loved ones in the spirit world, and I sometimes love that they are able to do things for me that they could never have done if they were human, right? And so I've seen such brilliant things happen that I know it's them. Do you know, like, and they get stuff done in a way that is so much bigger. And I feel like you're about to have things happen in a way that is so much bigger, as if it's happening by magic. And do know it's your loved one in the spirit world really making that happen for you. So with that in mind, I'm going to move now into just a little brief touch on relationship and romance for May. And what's really interesting is I've almost got the exact same cards out as I just did for the Pisces reading. And it's a bit weird now, because what happened was in the Pisces reading is the same as what's just happened here. I've got the Tower for relationship, and when I get the Tower, I don't keep it as a one card. I like to just get a few clarifiers and a few buddies to go along with it, which I have got. And we've got the Four of Swords and the World, and honestly they're virtually the same as what I just got for Pisces. So if you want to watch that as a cross watcher, you'd be more than welcome to. Relationships are transforming in May. I feel like this is good news for you. Like, about time. Phew, thank you. So whether you are single or whether you are, you know, in union, it is transforming. And what I feel is, I feel like over the last few months, you felt like you had to emotionally pull back from relationships, and maybe you weren't even trying and it was just happening. There's been this emotional pullback where you haven't felt like in that place to give of yourself in the way that you maybe believed was required in your relationships. Now, it might be that people said you're not given enough. It might be that they said it's fine, you don't have to perform. I just feel like this is your feeling, like you didn't have as much to give, that there was exhaustion and you just needed time to yourself, and you needed time to process and time to recalibrate, and actually you had to do you couldn't do everybody else, you know, like you were just really taking care of yourself and your sense of self and your well-being. But I feel like you're getting enough, you know, with that aliveness, that reconnection, that becoming, that connection to greatness, this light, fun energy. I feel like your energy levels are going to be so full that you're able to share your world again and share you, and your relationships are going to be able to go to new and renewed places, deep places, fun places, because you've already done this, because you've come back to you and that was the right choice. But now we're stepping you back into the world. Now, don't force it. If you don't feel like you got the energy for that today, it's okay, because May is giving you enough of what you need that you feel restored. And in that restoration, you're going to be connecting in a really good and beautiful and brilliant way. We are taking you to new worlds with your relationship. You're going to really enjoy them. So if you're single, that means, you know, there is great possibility here that we're introducing you to someone this month, that you are ready, and you will be ready. If you're not now, you will be ready to be able to connect in a way that you just couldn't have done. You know, in a way that you just couldn't have done in recent months. You are now ready to enjoy dating and enjoy someone else, and move at a rhythm that is required with co-creation. You know, it's very engaging. And if you're in union and been concerned that you've not been able to give enough to your partner, that balance is really being found throughout May. You're going to feel like you're reconnecting, that you're enjoying each other. They were maybe a bit irritating the last few months because you were really emotionally wiped, and they would, you know, when you're knackered, people are way more annoying, right? So, you know, you might find that that's all ebbing off, right? You know, like you're going to have this beautiful harmony and this reconnection, and you're going to be able to create life together. You know, do projects, go on day trips, book a holiday, redecorate the house, whatever it is, you know, start a family, or even do big things like get married and have babies, all these things, right? I feel like you're going to be able to take your relationship to all these big, brilliant places in the coming months, and you're going to feel the reconnect with your partner this month. You're going to feel that happen. And it's just because you've very naturally arrived, and it's right on time. You haven't wasted any time. You're not late, Capricorn. You're right on time. And that applies if you're single too. You know, like you're not late to the party here. You had other priorities. Your heart needed taken care of, and you needed taken care of. And now you're ready to give and receive. All Cappies ready to give and receive in relationship this month. I always say, do not give from the depths of you. I'm not sure I don't know if I got this from someone else along the years, like from a book or a speaker or something, or whether I invented it. I have no idea at this point. But what I love to say is, do not give from the depths of you. Allow yourself to be filled and give from the overflow. You can't give from the depths of you if you've got nothing to give. Okay, and that's what's happened the last few months. But now you should feel yourself so filled with life and love that you actually have an overflow to give from. Yeah, it's like the well. Imagine it like the well, and then obviously you put the bucket down to the bottom and you're really scraping up whatever's bloody left there. But if you allow the well to be filled, and then it's flowing, and it's flowing over the top, give from that overflow. Give from that overflow. And this month, Capricorn, you've got an overflow, and you are giving from the overflow. And that is going to really reassure you that connection and togetherness and all of that wonderful stuff that comes from relationship, where, you know, even from normal friendships and family and stuff, you know, like it hasn't passed you by, and it's not ruined forever, and you know, like it is still here and it's still available to you, and you are going to really enjoy relationships from here on out. It's looking good. Okay, you've been a pleasure. I love Capricorn energy. You've been really good for me today. If you want to book in with me for one-to-ones, you can do it through my website. You can also join me on my Patreon, a brand new blossoming community. I'd love to have you there. We're doing daily readings and videos, and I'm looking forward to a lot more conversation building. So please do come and join us. You'd be very, very welcome. I'll put the links in the description box. And if not, I will see you next month for the June readings. Happy May. Welcome back to the world, Capricorn. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.